What's up guys, my name's Curtis and welcome to 5 Minute Finance, where I take personal finance topics and explain them to you in 5 minutes or less. Before you guys read the video title and rush to the comment section to argue whether or not you agree with or disagree with the idea of student loan forgiveness, that's not really what I wanted to talk about in this video, because I could argue both for and against student loan forgiveness. The purpose of this video is to discuss what, in my opinion, is the biggest problem surrounding student loan forgiveness. And that is, if the federal government sees student loan debt as such a big issue that they need to wipe some of it out, why on earth is the federal government continuing to lend money for higher education? Let that hypocrisy sink in. The federal government is arguing that student loans are such a problem that they need to forgive some of them, and yet they aren't making any fundamental changes to the student loan program. If we look at the different proposals out there, some members of Congress want $10,000 of student loans forgiven per borrower, and some want an absurdly high $50,000 per borrower forgiven. If we were to see $10,000 per borrower forgiven, that would reduce the total amount of student loan debt by about $373 billion. Although this would probably help a lot of people, it would pretty much just push the total student debt back to 2017 levels. If we saw $50,000 per borrower forgiven, that would cost about $1 trillion and would just put the total student debt back to 2009-2010 levels. Realistically, it would only take a few years after any form of student loan forgiveness package gets passed for us to see new record highs in total student loan debt. What is the government planning to do at that time? They can't just continually forgive debt, lend out a bunch more money, and then forgive it again. Well, I guess they could, but that would just be completely stupid. Again, I'm not arguing for or against student loans in this video, but current proposals do nothing to fix the underlying issues with the federal student loan program. In no way should I be able to borrow $100,000 from the government for a degree in underwater basket weaving, but that's basically what you can do these days. See, for any other type of loan, when you apply for that loan, the lender assesses whether or not you're able to actually pay back the money they're lending you. If they deem you unfit to be able to pay that back, they simply won't lend you the money. With student loans, the government doesn't go through those underwriting steps. They just send you however much money whenever you ask, make it non-bankruptable, and then argue about how big of an issue it is, when in reality, they kind of created the issue to begin with. Oftentimes, the government doesn't even get confirmation that the money was used for tuition and school supplies. On top of that, schools know that the federal government is just going to basically write a blank check for anybody who wants to go get higher education. So it makes it very easy for them to increase their tuition costs because it isn't really going to turn anybody away. They just go and borrow more money. So, should student loans be forgiven? I don't know. That's not the argument that I'm tackling in this video. But in my opinion, a mass student loan forgiveness is just a band-aid on a bullet wound. And until there are fundamental changes to how the federal student loan program works, a mass student loan forgiveness only helps current borrowers and doesn't do anything to prevent future student loan borrowers from getting screwed. But there is something you can do if you're thinking about going to college to prevent yourself from getting screwed over by student loans. A great rule of thumb is to keep your total student loan debt below what you project your first year's salary will be once you get that degree. If you're looking at a school or degree that will require you to take out loans totaling 3, 4, 5 times your projected first year's salary, I can guarantee you're going to struggle to pay those loans off. And as always, don't expect the federal government to fix your financial issues. The only person that can change your finances is you. That's pretty much why it's called personal finance. If you guys enjoyed this video, it would really help me out if you gave it a thumbs up, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing and hit that notification bell for more videos in the future.